let me ask you about Brexit. Do we know how it's going? Do we know whether they'll find a compromise? At the moment, they're trading barbed wires on both sides between the EU and the UK. Are we going to have a deal at the end of it?
I think it is still possible, but you can never know this, and you can certainly not know this from the noise that you're getting at this stage, because whether or not you're going to get a deal, you will be at the position where we are at now, where the two sides trade insults and make it hard. Now, privately, the two negotiators will have indicated to each other where there is room for compromise. And we're already seeing that the UK is ready to compromise on fish. The position is not as binary as it appeared in the beginning. And the EU is probably going to compromise on the level playing field. It cannot sustain the demand that the UK subjects itself to EU regulation after Brexit. That is simply a demand too far. But it has it has a case to ask the UK to respect the level of regulations, the level playing field at the point of departure. So there is a compromise on both sides that is possible. In the end, it is a political decision for Johnson and the European Council to decide whether they have enough or whether they want to walk. But we cannot deduce from what we now know what the outcome will be.
But does COVID, does the handling and how Boris Johnson has handled COVID-19 play into the thinking of how you deal with Brexit? Of course, it makes, face-to-face meetings much harder, but does he, make sure that Brexit gets done in time because of criticism on other fronts?
I think there is a case for him certainly to accelerate the process. I don't think it would be in his interest to delay Brexit. One advantage he would have, even with a WTO Brexit, a hard Brexit, would be that the economic costs would be hidden by the COVID crisis, because nobody would be able to disentangle how much of the current downturn is due to Brexit and how much is due to COVID. It would be a dispute between statisticians, but for most people it wouldn't be a real number. So it's a good way to hit and run, basically, if you want to go ahead with it. And that, to me, would actually suggest, tilt the playing field slightly in favor of a harder Brexit if he doesn't get a deal that he can live with. And so he has I don't think a different last time was that he needed to deal because he would have been in real trouble if he had not got a deal with the EU back in October. Now it's a different situation.